The absolute hilarity. That is the British media, bitch. They are really out here scrambling. Okay, you heard? Because Meghan is not coming back to the UK. And why the hell should she? Harry's gonna stop to see you guys, okay? So calm the hell down. He may keep the car running, but nonetheless, he's gonna stop to see y'all. But that's not gonna be enough. So since she's not coming, let's just start attacking. They are getting so desperate, y'all. Desperate. Bitter, bitch, I beg to differ.
Understand, we can sort out some counselling for you, Kelvin.
I'm peeved about her
You will
actions.
recover from this.
Why doesn't she come back? Why doesn't she come back to the UK and wave to us all?
Because she thinks people like Kelvin McKenzie are going to be all...
Well, I'm entitled.
That's gonna go down in infamy for me. This is crazy. Meghan Markle saying brutal, pow, 4-word message after she snubs the UK. I think the 2 words that she initially sent y'all should have sufficed. Greedy. Meghan Markle being laughed out of Hollywood by A-list celebrities. According to a source. Who is the source? A packet of ketchup? Here we go again with mouth almighty, tongue everlasting. Shut the hell up, Kenzie. No matter what Harry and Meghan do, it will never be enough. Because they always seem to get blasted by motherfuckers that look like sun-dried tomatoes. Not only is Meghan greedy, she is also psychic. Well, you better stop living your life, Meghan, because you're looking insensitive. We're warning you, Meghan. There's gonna be a lot of backlash if you don't stop. Meanwhile, Waldo only went to see her ass once while she was in hospital. Now, if he visited more times, there would be more photos. Because they are constantly trying to portray Waldo as a nice, caring, and loving husband. And he ain't none of that. Hell, her parents, brother, and sister didn't even go see her. But according to the press, there was probably a trap door that they was able to slip through undetected. But I call bullshit because we all know what Pippa was doing. Or should I say planning to do. And then there's Waldo pretending to bond with his son so he could go watch a football game. I'm just saying what the haters would say if this were Harry. And damn, what about daddy-daughter time? It was her birthday the night before. You could have spent time with her too, you piece of shit. Now I know this is a lot, but it's still funny as hell. Something is going on over there in the House of 1,000 Corpses. But none of it is Harry or Meghan's fault. Now I saw this and I had to share it because it is nothing but the truth. The British media is filled with rats, bats, ghouls, and goblins. And all it took was for a biracial woman to enter into that family before the monster's mask started to fall off. Now ain't that something? Blackness is going to be the reason for those people's downfall. And that is not Harry or Meghan's fault, people. If y'all would have just left them alone, none of this would be happening. I mean, y'all tried. With crazy-eyed Kenzie and that other one whose gum-to-teeth ratio was 4-to-1. It doesn't matter how many British or American White Walkers y'all have in y'all's arsenal. It's not gonna stop these two, so please get over it, bitches. We are about to witness greatness, people, but let me start off by saying that I love me some Miss Tessa, bitch. She is about to get this thumb with teeth all the way together. The topic, of course, is Meghan, and they're going to be discussing the Nigeria trip and why she's not coming to the UK. Eddie Monster's going to keep repeating over and over again that he's not upset about it. But yes, the fuck he was.
Yesterday, with Robert Hardman, the King returned to his public duties for the first time since the announcement of his cancer diagnosis. He was seen yesterday with the Queen at Central London Cancer Centre. Meanwhile, the Duchess of Edinburgh visited Ukraine, making her the first royal to do so since the Russian invasion. But a certain pugnacious panellist of mine, Mr. Kelvin McKenzie, had this to say. King Charles has cancer, but visits a cancer hospital. Princess Edward's wife Sophie visits Ukraine and condemns rapes by Russian troops, while the Duchess of Sussex plans to visit Nigeria as she's discovered she has some Nigerian blood. It's always about Meghan. You should, of course, have said the Duchess of Sussex. Well, with me now is my panel, and let Kelvin have the first word. You're a bit harsh, aren't you?
That lowered you.
Yes. No, it never lowers me. I've got way further down to go than that, Tessa, and you will discover it when we debate this. My point really was that the King, clearly, when you have cancer at his age, the first thing he does, he thinks about other people, right? And he goes to a cancer ward. Then you get Sophie, who's been thrust into probably prominence in public life right now.
Who else is gonna do it? Okay, which one of Charlie's angels was gonna get the job done because the roster is fucking thin? Which one of these bench warmers was gonna get the job done? Charles is Goldilocks with the 3 bears, but in this case 4. 2 of them is too old, 1 of them is MIA, and the other one ain't got no fucking choice.
Having been really much in the background now for the best part of 25 years, right? And she's thinking about other people, she's thinking about women.
That's the least she could do, especially if she wants to get on that highway to heaven one day.
And then finally Meghan is announced that instead of coming to the UK, perhaps to rally round the royal family in difficult times, both with the King and his daughter-in-law. And what does she do? She nips over to Nigeria, basically giving in my view, after all, she keeps the title, doesn't she? She keeps the title, right? Rather than coming back to the UK, she gives a V sign to the people. Right, so she likes the title, but she doesn't like the country. Why doesn't she just say so?
Baby, when Miss Tessa said, I felt that shit. I felt it. Why is this even an issue? Meghan is a private citizen that can come and go as she please and can do whatever the hell she wants. The trip is business and pleasure. And if Meghan wants to learn about her heritage while she's there, she has a right to do that. And why are we talking about rallying behind somebody? Did nobody rally behind Meghan when she was going through what she was going through? I mean, good Lord, there were racists calling a child, a 3-year-old, an abomination just because he has a little bit of black blood mixed in his DNA. And did we hear anything from Charles? No. It was crickets. And why am I rallying behind somebody that let this take place? So please shut up, Eddie Monster. Take your rally and stick it where the sun don't shine.
I wish we'd give more attention to Ukraine. That is where the trouble lies. We all turn a blind eye, but when Sophie rocks up in a frock, briefly, Ukraine reappears on the agenda.
That is ridiculous. But the Ukraine war is not being covered by the media.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Ludicrous. Write this down.
What Putin wants, Putin pretty much gets. And you said, oh, she's not been doing this. You're quite wrong. She's visited Iraq. She's visited Kosovo, the Republic of Congo. She's visited Germany, Afghanistan.
Damn, Miss Tessa got that fool on the ropes, don't she? And please put some respect on Meghan's name. Don't try to backtrack now because you're getting what you asked for. This is not performative for her, okay? She actually cares. She actually gives a damn. So let me get this straight. You're saying that Sophie going to the Ukraine to speak out against women being raped, which is an amazing cause. I'm so glad she did that. And then Charles going into a cancer center to say, I have cancer and so do you. That somehow equates to any of the work that Meghan has done over the years? What exactly is talking gonna do? Because people like action. This is what they do. They talk about a hot topic, and once the cameras stop rolling, it becomes an afterthought.
Okay, and then you compare them with the Duchess of Sussex as a private individual who incidentally will give people in Nigeria a huge amount of pleasure by visiting them. And the real reason your nose is put out of joint is that she's not coming to Britain.
How do you know
That's
that
the real
Meghan
reason.
going to Nigeria is going to give them a huge amount of pleasure? You're guessing at it, aren't you?
She's discovered she has some Nigerian blood. It's always about Meghan.
Honestly, she's not worth defending.
Just as we know that shared experience, the King gave pleasure, Sophie will have given pleasure in Ukraine, desperately needed, and likewise shared experience, Meghan with her super stardust, which is why people like you are so peeved, because she turned her back on Britain. I understand we can sort out some counselling for you, Calvin.
I'm peeved about her
You will
actions.
recover from this. You will recover from this.
Why doesn't she come back to the UK and wave to us all?
Because she thinks people like Calvin McKenzie are going to be all
Well, I'm entitled to a view.
That's true,
So
isn't
are
it?
you. You're entitled to a view, but that shouldn't stop her coming out and giving her views to our country.
I mean, her absence hasn't been enough of a view. Where the hell you been? She's been giving off those I'm just not that into you vibes. Take the fucking hint already. And honestly, it is articles like this that is going to keep her away. So please, keep up the good work.
Okay, so the Prince and Princess of Wales had kindly asked the Sussex to visit the UK and to bring their children. Unfortunately, Meghan Markle had kindly declined, allegedly. And do you blame her? It almost been 2 years since Meghan Markle stepped foot on that island for the late Queen's funeral, and they want her to come back with the kids, even though they stripped away the taxpayer-funded security protection program. And you know what? With all the chaos surrounding Prince Andrew's case and Kate Middleton's debacle of her absence, with the fake photos, AI-generated videos, body double, why would anybody risk it? Why would anybody go there? Listen, Meghan Markle is clearly busy. Her and Prince Harry just hosted an art gala for African-American artists. Just putting it out there. Where can I sign up? I'm an artist too. Oh, and also Meghan Markle is launching her new lifestyle brand called America Rivera Orchid. At this point, the firm, the establishment, the crown, whatever you want to call it, need to find a new distraction other than the Sussex.
Falling in love with a prince, getting married, and then the country that that prince is from effectively runs you out of their borders, says that you never gave birth to your two beautiful children, criticize everything that you do with every breath that you take. Talk about you sending jams to 50 of your friends for what has been weeks now, and then them looking into whether or not you are in fact 43% Nigeria due to the announcement of a trip that you're going on. And then that same place then questions why you're not going to show up for an event. Are you guys okay? And I'm not even playing about that 43% Nigerian part. Announced that they were having a trip to Nigeria in May, and all of a sudden everyone's asking like, where's she from? What's her ancestry? As if the transatlantic slave trade wasn't a thing. I need you guys to use some critical thinking skills. Do you know what I mean? The absolute audacity for the royal press or whatever you want to call them to say that she should have like given them a heads up about her travel plans. Why? Why would she do that? It's literally unsafe for her. And for people who are like, it's not unsafe, she's so dramatic. It actually is. Because some of you deranged individuals online could quite literally be a security risk in real life. Meghan Markle has not uttered a single word from her mouth publicly to the press or on her social media for months. Yet, headlines like this about them trying to one-up the royal family are all over the front pages. It's delusional. I don't know how else to say this. Barring a funeral, Meghan Markle is never stepping foot into the UK. It's simply not happening. She does not like you guys. You guys don't like her. So how about we just stop talking about Meghan Markle? Oh no, wait, we can't, because that's how the British press is making their money. Her impact.